Hey, what's going on? Whew, first solid week back is done. Kind of slow, you know. So we ratified on the 4th. Everybody started returning Wednesday of last week. Tuesday of this week, this is Friday night, so this last Tuesday was the last day for everybody to show up. A lot of folks waited till the very end, which was fine. I was concerned that there were going to be a lot of upset people because the social medias and the rumors flying, talking to people out on the picket lines when we were out. A lot of upset people over this contract, but boy, I haven't hardly heard anything negative. So I don't know if it's just the people that are spouting off on the internet, or those that, yeah, this is garbage when it comes time to vote. Yes. So I don't know. I voted for it. I felt it was a pretty good contract. Could it have been better? They can always be better, but we did really good on this. So this last week has been a lot of talking about, hey, when's this going into effect? When's that? What did we get with this? Yada, yada, yada. So there's a cheat sheet that came out. I got one printed on my desk, and it just talks about the dates when everything's going to come out. So one of the key things right now is the company has come out and says that we may not be able to adjust everybody's new pay rate in time for your paychecks, for your first couple paychecks. Give us time. We got to get through all that. So a few folks were shorted, but we'll get through that. They've given themselves till December 26th to get that all caught up, and a supplemental, I think it's a supplemental check, or they'll add it to your paycheck, which I don't know if that would change the taxes at all then. Probably be a supplemental check to catch you up. Our ratification bonus will be paid on the 6th of December, which is kind of weird because that's an off pay week for us. We're paid, my next payday will be Thanksgiving Day, so I'll get that Wednesday before, so when the check will drop. And then the following Wednesday is when the next lump of money, the ratification money, comes out. I don't know if Wednesday is just the drop date when they drop your pay stub, and then the money is usually released that night, around midnight or so, at least for me. And then the following Thursday is the next payday. So I don't remember them ever doing that before, but they've got, per our agreement with the union and the company, they've got 30 days after ratification to pay out the bonus, or as administratively feasible. I was figuring it was going to be the first paycheck of December, which is, I don't know, like the 14th or something like that. But no, they're going to drop it the first week, so I'll have 3 weeks back to back of pay coming up, so that'll be nice. Get everybody caught back up. Other than that, things are going, it's slow. Big thing is they did announce a bunch of layoffs. No IAM members, no union, my union members. The SPIA union got hit. My organization got hit pretty hard. We're losing most of our, on second shift, most of our salaried folks. I think we're going to be down to one. He's going to have his hands full, but there was some shady shenanigans going on, it sounds like. Some folks that got loaned, and then during the strike, it came out that we're going to do some layoffs, so they got sent back to their old shop, but they didn't release the head count. So when it came time to do the layoffs, they used the people that they had sent back as their head count reduction, and my organization kind of had to scramble to find some others, and there was just some shady stuff going on there. So I don't know, but that's up to the managers to figure all that out. I think second shift we lost 2 managers from what I was told. Heard of a couple other managers that used to work with us that have moved on, that got the notice, so bummer. But on that same token, and I've been talking this to quite a few people here. I even mentioned it to my boss, and he talked it as well. We've got a lot of space-based technology companies in Puget Sound right now. I think there's 5 or 6 total. I know there's SpaceX up in, I think, Arlington, just north of me, and there's, or maybe they're down south. I think they're down Bellevue. And Blue Origin is up in Arlington, and there's a few other smaller ones. But what a lot of people don't realize is aerospace is aerospace. Airplanes, satellites, rockets, drones, UAVs, yada, 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 helicopters. And the specs on how you build those are all pretty similar. And if you've worked for Boeing and you know how to dig through all the technical documents and the specifications on how to put stuff together and the tolerances and the sealants needed and yada, 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 you can do that for any aerospace company. And a lot of these other companies want Boeing people because of their experience with that. So I've been talking to a few folks that, hey, if you got that 60-day notice, start applying. So there was an article about Boeing and the layoffs and how they always cut deep, and then they, in a couple of years they hire back and they expect people to come back. Last time they did that, they didn't get as many people coming back because they went to other places, maybe not making quite as much money, but happier and more stable. So maybe another go around this time, but yeah, they're supposed to reduce our population. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say head count. Reduce our total belly buttons by 10%, and we've got 171,000 people in the company total, worldwide. So I don't know how many of those are going to be other organizations. And nothing announced for IAM yet. Knock on wood. I keep reading articles where they say, no, we're not going to hit, but I don't know. My program's ending. I think we're out till about March now. Where I'm sitting right now, there is no airplane. There was one yesterday. It went out for a few days. It's coming back for 2 weeks. And then it and another airplane, there's 4 of them in this building. There were 5. We lost the front spot. 777 took that over. So we had 4 spots. And mid-December, we lose the 2 up by the main doors. So we're going to have 2 airplanes in the middle, and 777's going to bring one in. So we're going to start shrinking. Still going to have 3 airplanes the next building over, 2 out in the big outdoor hangar, what we call the Butler building, plus some out on the field. So we're going to have to start reducing our head count on 787. Tanker, I forget when they said they're going to be, or not tanker, but 767 freighter. They're stopping production, but that's not till 26, I think. So they got a year yet to go. So that might be all right, but I don't know if they're going to need more people over there. I was supposed to go to 777X, the Dash 9, for what we call CI&R, Customer Inspection and Refurbishment. Take planes that are built but haven't been certified, tear them apart, do the change notices, build them back up to the latest revision. Happens every time you build this stuff. You find little issues and problems. But I don't know if that's going to go on now, because a lot of those airplanes don't have customers. So why would you spend the money if you're in a money crunch to fix a bunch of airplanes that you haven't sold? Just let them sit, wait till the customer says, hey, I want some. Okay, we'll bring these in, we'll refurbish them, do it how you want. 737, I was walking down that production line today, and it's getting close to being ready to accept airplanes. I have a second 737 fuselage sitting there. Another one that we had one earlier, and I think I may have mentioned it, or maybe I didn't. There was a train derailment several years ago in Montana, and a couple of these things fell off the train, and some went in the river, and there's 2 of these. I don't know if these are the last 2 or what, but they've got ripples on the side, and you can see where things smacked and drug on the side of the barrel, so they're not suitable for flight, but we can use them for training. Practice wire routing and riveting and drilling and test fitting, and they're using them to test fit all the jigs and whatnot right now, so. But yeah, that we haven't got approval to open that up yet. 737, they got to bump their production rate up. So, I don't know, we keep losing more and more people, and just things aren't catching up just yet. On the other hand, though, we're the ones building the airplane. It's good to keep that experience around. So, but anywho, it's Friday night. I got the weekend off. There's no overtime right now. That's beautiful. Although it's kind of like bummer. I'm making an extra almost $6 an hour now. Got a healthy pay raise. And I can't tap into the overtime to pad it even more, but so our pay scale starts at grade A, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 11. And I'm a level 4, pay grade 4, maxed out. And right now, I am making more money, this is including my second shift differential, than a grade 9 would have been making maxed out without second shift before the contract negotiation. So, I mean, it's a pretty good bump up. So, but no, Friday night, got the weekend off. I thought, I need to do an update for everybody, just to throw something out there. I need to start getting in the habit of using this channel. So, and we got this beautiful backdrop. You'll notice the strike signs are gone. I took them down. I kept one. It's in the plastic. I wrote the dates down there. I think I have a frame. I want to try to fold you can see where the staples were pulled through. I want to try to fold and tape that so it kind of seals it up and makes it look a little bit more. That one's ripped off, but I don't know. Souvenir from the good bad times. So, but yeah, everybody seems pretty happy with it. I haven't heard any negativity. Nobody's running around beating on columns with hammers and upset, and I haven't heard of any fist fights, or I was kind of expecting some of that, but everybody's been pretty cordial. I think they're more just glad to be back at work, and parking is a mess. The roads are a mess, but there's also some construction around the factory. There's a bridge that they're redoing, so they've had to redivert a lot of traffic, but we've got so many different shops and back shops and programs that, they stagger start times. So, second shift, I can start anywhere from, technically I can start at 10:01, but we usually 1 to 2:30, somewhere in that time frame. Every 6 minutes, is how our time clock works. So anytime in between then, but a lot of back shops, a lot of the programs, they realigned, and I think 777, if I heard correctly, everybody's on a 2 p.m. start for second shift. So 10:30 is when everybody's trying to get out, and it's just clogging all the roads right now. And getting into work is, I live 15 to 20 minutes from Boeing. It's taking me 45 minutes every day to get into work right now. So the trestle starts slowing down, and then I get onto I-5, and that's usually backed up a couple of miles before the turnoff. The Boeing freeway is good, but then I get on to Seaway to get to the parking lot, and that's all backed up. So, yeah. That's the rough part right now, but hopefully that'll stabilize. Anywho, almost 15 minutes of me yakking about nothing, so I'm going to figure out something to do for dinner. I'm a little hungry. I didn't eat lunch today. Got a cat screaming at me in the back. Kuda's doing good. She peed on the bed the other night. I was a little worried, but it didn't have that infection smell. And I've still got the pads laying down. She just kind of missed one a little bit. Threw everything in the wash, but that night, I grabbed her, I went in the back room, sat in front of the computer, and I just let her sit here. Now she's, wanting to be clingy again. She goes through these little phases where she wants to be clingy, and then she goes off and disappears, or kind of goes off and onto her own, and then she almost acts like I don't like her. So then you kind of have to reaffirm that. So, but anyway, Belle's still sitting right over here in a box on top of that container. I don't know what's going on with her. She runs in the back to use the litter box. She'll go get water from the sink, and then she runs back out here, and she just spends all her time in that box. So, I don't know. She won't even jump down to get to the dry food on the floor. I have to put dry food into her bowl for her. And they get wet food twice a day now, which I gotta feed them here in a bit too, but crazy animals. So, alrighty. Shut up, Brian. Now it's almost 16 minutes. We'll see y'all sometime down the future. Bye-bye.